Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest.
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
This is my fiance, Ron. And today we're gonna be trying out this Chipotle. Let's just show you guys what we have. So this is the new plant-based chorizo. I don't know, but it's from Chipotle. And so I said we're gonna try it out. And what you got, babe?
Like a vegetarian, I would guess say bowl. No meat. What is it? Peppers, cheese, guacamole, sour cream, wild rice. Looks pretty good.
That's white rice.
That's white rice? Oh, okay. White rice.
And we are not vegan yet. We are gonna go plant-based soon. But until then, my trusted chicken. So I have some stewed chicken on the side. We have some guacamole also, and then we have some queso. We're gonna try this. We're gonna let you guys know how this tastes. Let's do that first, and then we're just gonna talk.
Let's just talk.
This is the introduction, you know, him on my channel. First time. This is the first time, okay, guys? All right, wait, my bun is short. I ain't bald-headed, y'all.
She got beautiful hair, guys. Trust me.
I ain't bald-headed, right? I ain't bald-headed. All right.
You wanna try it first?
I don't know what.
You wanna try it first?
I don't know what to expect. Go
I'm
ahead.
the guinea pig, so I'm gonna try it out, guys. Let you know how it tastes.
I ain't no punk.
You want to pump? Oh,
I ain't no
alright. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alright.
What's that?
Wait, look at mine compared to his.
Alright, ready?
Alright, I get some more.
There you go. Okay, baby. 1,
Cheers.
2, 3. Got a nice little spice to it. It's actually not that bad. Your face says otherwise. So, what's going on? You're not feeling it? So, what's the problem? Why you don't like it?
It's not horrible for a person who likes like ground beef, like bowls or salads, or because that's what it tastes like to me. It tastes like ground turkey or ground beef,
Yeah.
but like spicy ground turkey or spicy ground beef.
Did you want it to be spicy? You didn't know it was spicy.
No, I didn't really mind. I don't really mind the spice, but that's not the flavor I was expecting. Like the flavor profile, I was expecting better flavor, more seasoned flavor. It just tastes like spice. Like I don't taste, you know.
And texture, you said, is like
Texture is like ground
beef.
turkey or ground beef. So let me try it with. So I tried it by itself. So let me try it with the rice.
guys. It was,
So with that being said, I don't like it.
no, so
I'm gonna eat my queso and we're gonna talk. This is the first time, his first time on the Made by K channel, and just wanted to introduce you guys to my fiance and have some conversations about relationships, because relationships is,
it's work, you know, it's work.
Yeah, real work. So
We've been together literally almost about to be 8 years.
Yep.
Next month, so you know it's been a roller coaster. But as you see, we still sticking it out. You know, this ain't my girlfriend, this is my fiance. So you know, made that step. You know what I'm saying?
you funny.
I'm just saying, gotta add that in there though. But
My girlfriend, he practiced that line.
practice that line, baby. So we met literally, like I said, almost 8 years ago. Around, I would say fall, November. Was October.
Like November 2013.
But I worked in a restaurant. She was like a new hire, so I guess one of the days, I guess I wasn't there when she started. So, you know, I guess she heard about me, whatever the case may be. You said you heard about me, right? Like I was late or something like that, Ron. That's what you said.
I heard one of the coworkers say his name, so I knew of him before I actually worked.
She knew about the boy at first.
Anyway, and I got sent home because I had the wrong uniform on, so I didn't see him that day. Wound up coming the next day, and then I seen him.
Okay, so back then I was late all the time, so I was late, of course. But when I came in, I seen this new girl. I'm like, oh, hey, so who this? You know what I'm saying? Who this? Look cute. Whatever case
Speak
may
up,
be.
they can't hear you.
So anyways, like I told her, I was late a little bit as always, you know.
No, not that part.
Oh, she looked good.
The
Yeah,
part
she
where
looked
he
good.
said I was cute. That
Yeah,
part.
she looked good. She cute, you know what I'm saying? Cute girl. You know what I'm saying? Fresh meat for me. You know what I'm saying, baby? You know how we do. But anyways, are people looking at me as I'm, you know, fixing my fit and all that in the back?
No.
Yeah,
No.
but now you can't. You said you peeped me.
I wasn't
fixing
looking at him. He was staring at me. No, he wasn't staring at me.
I caught you in the corner of my eye.
He wasn't staring at me.
Like, who this dude?
He was fixing his hat. And it's like, I was looking in his direction. And
She was looking at me like I
I
said,
was
guys.
looking in his direction.
I don't know if she was feeling the kid yet,
And he snapped his neck so fast when he saw like. But anyway, we have a video. If you guys type in "This Lit Love," you'll see how we met. Just type in "This Lit Love" how we met. The whole funny video is there. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but basically, 2014, we started dating. We worked together in a restaurant. And the rest is kind of history from there. We're engaged now.
Yes, we are.
We've been engaged since April 2020. My 30th birthday, I got proposed to, and it was up from there. So we're gonna talk about some relationship stuff. I guess I'm just gonna throw out some random questions, and we can just answer them.
I answer them.
So my first question would be, what makes it so difficult for men to settle down?
That's a good question, actually. I mean, like for me, I was at the point where I was dating. I was dealing with a lot of women coming in and out of my life. And it's like at the time, it's like I didn't have anything consistent, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I didn't have anybody I felt that understood me or vibed with me, I guess what you could say, you know what I'm saying? I kind of was looking for that. So it was like meeting you. At first, I didn't think nothing of it, you know. She was a cute girl, it was cool. I didn't think we were gonna be in a relationship, but as we started hanging out more, we clicked, you know what I'm saying? I think for certain men, it just depends on the woman, you know what I'm saying? But it also depends on maturity and growth. Cause like there's a lot of men now who are my age and maybe older, and they still wanting to chase. And it's about knowing, like, listen, there's always gonna be a pretty face, a fat, you know what I'm saying?
Fat booty.
But if you're always chasing after that, it's like that's all you're ever gonna be chasing, because there's always gonna be someone badder, someone with a fatter booty, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you gotta know for you know what I'm saying? Do you want to be a bachelor for the rest of your life, or do you want to settle down and have that best friend, companionship, you know what I'm saying? That person that you could talk to about anything, you could grow with, have family with, build with, you know what I'm saying? I want to build an empire with my woman, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm over that whole dating around, hopping from woman to woman, you know what I'm saying? I love what I got. You know, I thank God for what I got, you know what I'm saying? And for real though, like, be honest, like she made me grow as a man, you know what I'm saying? When I first met her, I was wilding, you know what I'm saying? I was wild, so it's kind of like...
Wait, y'all remember that meme, Bobby Brown?
Oh, I was wilding. I was definitely wilding, you know what I'm saying, when I met her, so she kind of made me settle down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm more focused on, you know, my future, like more focused on, I guess I would say, being secure, having security, you know what I'm saying? Make sure we're financially stable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before I was spending all my money on stupid stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, assets versus liabilities. I was basically a walking liability, you know what I'm saying?
Which we all are when we're young, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that way too.
I feel like when we're young, unless you are molded and trained to move and operate a certain type of way, Black people, most of us, we all operate out of survival. So we're doing things that just make us feel good momentarily, temporarily. We're not doing things, okay? We're not doing things for the long-term gain, you know? And that's something that, like, we really don't understand, notice, or pay attention to until we get in a relationship. When you get in a relationship, it's kind of like, oh, I gotta move like this. I can't just be moving out here with no aim, with no focus, with no goals. And sometimes people do have goals, but when you come together as a unit, it's a different type of force. So you have to kind of like reapproach the situation, and now you have something to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I met you, I was on my own basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything secure. It was just me figuring it out, me doing what I need to do. And it didn't matter if I fucked up because, all right, I fucked up. It don't affect anyone. Now my fuck ups mess with both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
All right. Let me ask you something too. For our relationships, what keeps, I would say, a relationship strong? Like, do you feel like it's communication? Do you feel like it's just being emotionally available, spiritually available?
I think it's all of that.
Okay.
I think it's all of that. I think first and foremost, you got to be honest with yourself about who you really are and what you really need.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people, again, get into relationships in survival mode.
Yeah.
Like, people really go into relationships thinking that the other person is supposed to make them happy and whole, when only you can make yourself happy and whole. There are a lot of men and women frustrated with their spouses or frustrated with the women or men that they are dating because they think that a person, an external force, is supposed to make them whole. When in all actuality, you have to fulfill yourself. You have to fill your own cup up. So sometimes I feel like when people go into relationships, they go into it with this expectation that I need to be loved. That's why I'm going into the relationship. And you should, that's a red flag. You should go into a relationship already being loved, already loving yourself, already feeling love. Because the moment that you go in and have that expectation of this person needs to do this for me to feel complete, the moment you don't get that feeling, you're going to start to pick apart your spouse. And I don't think that that's fair. So I definitely think first and foremost, knowing who you are and being happy and whole within yourself in order to be the best partner that you can be. Then once you have that, then you can kind of come to the table and start to assess what you need out of the relationship. But once you're whole, once you're happy, whole, healthy, all that good stuff, once you come to the relationship, then it's communication, then it's honesty, then it's comprehension and change of behavior. Like, it's not just, oh, communication is just let that person talk. Yeah. No, you have to hear the person. You not only have to hear the person, but you have to acknowledge what they're saying, even if you don't feel like they're correct. They're correct in their experience. You can't say that they're not having that experience, even though you don't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I hate the word like, oh, that wasn't my intention. It's impact over intention. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it may have not been your intention, but how did you impact that person? Once they voice, like, look, that makes me feel this way, it's like now you have knowledge of it. Now it's the change of behavior. So I think the hardest thing within relationships is that a lot of people want to remain selfish in a relationship. They want to do everything to make themselves feel good and kind of like drain their partner to make themselves like it's all about them. Like you're not sacrificing nothing. You're not being considerate about their feelings about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta really think about why you're getting in a relationship. Are you getting in a relationship because you want to use somebody all up? Yeah. You want to use their juices up. You want to use their love up. You want to use their service up. You want to, and yes, love is duty, right? Love is action. So yes, your partner should be given that, but you should be given that as well. And not what you think that they need, what they actually need. So
I love that answer you gave. You elaborated on everything. You hit every key point. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too, like for other couples who are watching this too. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of outside forces like parents. How we grew up, siblings, friends. Depending on how we were raised, we go into a relationship kind of holding on to that baggage. You know what I'm saying? So, like she said, it's good to be in tune with who you are as a person, your spiritual side, your mental side, everything. You know what I'm saying? Before you get into a relationship, because you are gonna bring that excess baggage into your relationship, and it will cause problems. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go there. You don't want to go in a relationship on selfish intent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, like with me and her, I'll be honest. Like I think we both went into a relationship on selfish intent. and like we're still growing. You know what I'm saying? Out of that, like me, I'm 31.
No.
What?
I did not go into the relationship with selfish intent.
Okay.
I am a service based spirit.
Okay.
I am proactive with servicing people. What I will agree and say is that there have been times where I service people in the way that I wanted to service them, not in the way that they needed to be serviced.
Got it.
But I definitely went in there knowing that if I get in a relationship, it's going to be give and take. So speak for yourself, buddy, with the selfish part.
Well, shit, I went in on the selfish intent. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
And,
you grew.
Yeah, I grew. You know what I'm saying? And it took a lot to get me to where I'm at now, but as you see, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? With work and effort, but you have to be willing to put in the work, the footwork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just in there like I don't give a hell about what she say. I don't care. It's not gonna work. You might as well just be by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For relationships to work, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have to talk it out. You're gonna have a clear communication with one another. If you don't have that, it's not going to work. Trust me, it's definitely not gonna work.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is it so difficult for men to open up and be open with the women? I feel like a lot of the issues in relationships come from men staying shut off and closed off.
Yeah.
And still having this expectation of their woman being open and still servicing them and still giving them everything that they need. But a man, it's like he's very closed off. And I do understand that men are providers, but there's a vulnerability that is required so that you guys can have this open dynamic between each other.
Okay.
I feel like with most men, they are not emotionally available. And yes, men are protectors and men are providers, but there is some level of emotional vulnerability that is needed so that a woman feels safe. So why do you think that men are so against, or not even being against, but have a difficult time being open?
I mean, I can speak for myself, like being raised, you know what I'm saying, by strong, male figures. Being vulnerable was like a sign of weakness, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure other brothers who listen to this could agree. It's like we're taught not to really show our feelings. You know, we're basically taught to suppress our feelings. But that goes against our very essence of a man. We're supposed to be vulnerable. We're supposed to. Because like I said, if we're just bottling everything inside, we're gonna explode. Why do you think that we be having anger outbursts? I'm pretty sure men have anger outbursts. We be feeling like the world is against us at times because we're not expressing ourselves the way we're supposed to. And I was taught, you know what I'm saying, don't cry, women cry, you know what I'm saying? Oh.
Has any one of your male figures like directly said that to you? Like, you better not cry, don't cry, that's for females?
Yeah. I have. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, for me, I was very closed off. I didn't want to really talk about anything with nobody, you know what I'm saying? Then when I tried to, especially when I was younger, they wouldn't listen anyway, you know what I'm saying? They would kind of cut me off or shut me down with everything that I did. So it's kind of like, for me, I just moved in silence, you know what I'm saying? I ain't expressed nothing, you know what I mean? So it's like getting into the relationship with you, it hurt us a lot because I wasn't talking up. I wasn't really to myself. I wasn't really being that vulnerable man that you needed at the time, you know what I'm saying? So, but that goes for me. But like I said, for men out there, it's okay to be vulnerable, to talk about your feelings with your spouse or anybody for that matter. Don't suppress it because it's just gonna make you angry, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you sad. It may put you in a depression at times. I was in a depressive state at times, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like ain't nobody here to hear me. But I had someone here to hear me, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I was taught that's a sign of weakness to express yourself.
So you were feeling like trapped within your emotions.
Basically, yeah.
Like you have someone that is saying, look, I'm here for you. Open up, be soft. But at the same time, it's like, if I do that, am I a bitch? Yeah, like, is she gonna look at me a certain type of way? Like, am I a punk type shit? Because I'm crying or I'm expressing myself how I feel. Right. And, that happens. Like, there are some females who may act on that and, you know what I'm saying, antagonize you with that. But those females are spiteful.
Yeah.
Because anyone who uses your vulnerability against you, that's spite.
I feel that.
Because a real woman, a mature woman, even when she's frustrated, is not going to use that against you. Now, you have to understand the difference. Like, when some women, let's say there is a such thing as being overly emotional. right? Meaning that I can't even communicate with you because every time I speak to you, you cry. That doesn't mean that I'm throwing in your face that you are crying, like the act of crying.
Yeah.
It just means that you crying is keeping me from having a conversation with you, right? So I think you got to know your woman. That's something I always say. Like, you have to know your spouse. You have to know if a person's heart is spiteful. You have to know if they've ever said anything to you like that, right? So there are certain women that will throw stuff in your face, and you know, it's true, because even as a woman, we are raised to think that the same way that you are raised, we are raised the same way. Like, oh, if he's doing this, he's a punk. If he don't do this, he's not a protector. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the programming, you know, which leads me to my next question, or I think it's your turn to ask a question, but I'm gonna save the question for later. But how we are programmed plays a huge part in our relationship, because we've learned all this behavior, and now we have to unlearn all of this behavior because it's not conducive to our relationship.
I feel like it's monkey see, monkey do. This goes to the question I'm about to ask you too. Do you feel like how we're raised, like from parents, childhood, is how we...
That was gonna be my question.
That was the question? Oh, so we have the same question. Basically, what I'm trying to ask her and what she was about to ask me is basically like, from us growing up, from our childhood, does that have a huge impact on how we act today? 'Cause like I know, I had female friends who, some of them got abused by their man, but they saw that as a sign of love. Like, if my man don't hit me or, you know, beat my ass, sorry,
he don't love me.
He don't love me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Probably because they've seen that in their home.
Yeah, like the mom, maybe the dad hit the mother, or the mother vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or she was in toxic relationships. You know, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely do believe that we are a product of our environment. I absolutely do believe that whether we're consciously doing it or subconsciously doing it, we are following the steps of the people who raised us, the parents that raised us, the grandparents that raised us, whatever prominent figures that you have in your life. I definitely feel like they are, we model after them. You know what I'm saying? And
sometimes unknowingly as well.
Right.
You just adapt their traits.
Right. Sometimes when you don't even want to. You know, I for myself, right? So me and Ron, we go to therapy right now, right? It's very, I feel like, important and just needed and necessary in our relationship, especially because we're engaged and we're gonna get married. So we need to make sure that we know that this is what we want. We're able to talk to each other. Today in therapy, we were talking about me apologizing. That's okay, babe. We were talking about me apologizing to Ron for something that I was doing, or something that I did. So long story short, I was being snappy as hell. You know, and it's a long story behind it, but I was being snappy, and he asked me a question, and I kind of like was being a little mean with it, and I apologized.
She did though. She did.
I apologized because like I was in the kitchen and I was just thinking about it, and I'm just in my mind like, did you have to say it like that, right? Because it's not nothing he did, right? When it's something he did, I'm quick to be like, oh, well, you did this and it caused me to have this reaction.
Yeah.
In that moment, he did what he was supposed to do, right? He did what I asked him to do. Ask me before making a decision with something I want to eat. Like, it was something as small as that. And then I like snapped on him with my response. And I'm just like, was that necessary, right? And I'm in the kitchen washing the dishes and I'm like, you gotta apologize. Like, nope, you gonna apologize.
I respect that.
And you're gonna come out, and you're gonna, as soon as you see him, like, because in my mind, I'm just like, you would want someone to apologize to you if your feelings were hurt, or if you came off a certain type of way. Like, your sensitive self, you would want somebody to apologize to you. So I said to myself, I'm like, just go apologize. And I did apologize.
Yeah, give me that love, man. Give me that love.
And I did apologize, and I've realized in therapy, because we had a session today, in therapy, like, I have traits of my elders, you know, with aggression and assertive energy, and it's not good. All of that, like, it's good for certain environments, right? If you need to go to the waiter because he messed up your food, that energy is good. If you need to talk to, someone in a store and they're not listening to you, or someone on the phone, customer service, that energy is good. But to your person, you shouldn't have to be like that. And I realized, like, yo, you get that from your elders. Like, you damn sure get that from your elders. Because the women in my family, I won't hold you. The women in my family, we don't play that. You know what I'm saying? But it's balance. He didn't deserve that. And so I don't have to be like that if he did not deserve that. And I am realizing that a lot of that is learned behavior.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? At first I used to be like, well, that's me. And I'm assertive and I'm aggressive and I'm a boss and I'm a this and I'm a... No, you still need to be a feminine, vulnerable woman full of love, so that if you have an expectation of your spouse opening up, that you are what you are asking for. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree.
I know y'all saw my faces, cause boy, she would snap me in two sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So
sometimes you deserve it.
But look,
no, but it's nothing.
Listen, y'all.
Accountability,
yeah.
Sometimes you deserve it, yes.
Yeah, cause like she's.
No, you're a little low with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I was gonna say we're kind of like the same person, because I can be snappy too. Sometimes I come off aggressive as well, and I don't mean to do it. Like, there'll be times where she get angry with me because of a response, and it's like, for me, I didn't think I responded in like a bad way or a passive way, but in her mind, it's like, bro, I wilded out on her. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing.
No, you don't. You don't wild out on me.
No, I said sometimes it felt like you would think I'm wilding out on you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
because your energy is not as aggressive as you're articulating it right now. You're way more passive than aggressive. You're way more passive aggressive. Okay. But he can have a stink attitude sometimes. So when you say aggressive, you just gotta kind of be clear for the audience, because your energy. Because if that was the truth, then if we speaking our truth, we'll speak our truth. But your energy is more passive aggressive, and when it's direct, it's a stink attitude. Like when you shut down. Yeah. And sometimes you'll say something and you'll roll your eyes. I'm like, who the hell he rolling his eyes at? Like, no. Like, and it be times where like we not even beefing, and like I'll ask you something, and I don't know if it's because you thought you heard something else. Like, you'll roll your eyes and be like, what? I'm like, what is wrong with your eyes? Like, relax. Like, calm down.
Nah, well, like I said, man, it's just about being observant, you know what I'm saying? And listening.
You're way better now.
And listening. And asking questions, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's about to be up for that ass.
Up for that? Oh, man.
All the way up. You see, we have to go to therapy.
Facts.
It's about to be all the way up.
That's a fact, man. Therapy definitely does help, guys. I recommend it to anybody, even if you're not in a relationship. I recommend therapy. Like, whatever you're going through, you know what I'm saying, mentally, emotionally. It could be with parents, like I said, spouse, parents, siblings, whatever. If you feel like a little empty, you feel cold inside us, and seek some therapy. It helps. And trust me, seeking therapy doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. I feel like everybody needs it.
Yeah. Can we get rid of the stigma of therapy? Like, therapy, you know what's the crazy thing about therapy that kind of gets on my nerves with the people who don't want to go? Y'all say, you know, all this stuff about therapy, but then you'll treat your spouse, your friends, your kids like a therapist. Oh, I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to go to therapy. But then you'll want to submit your friend, your best friend, your BFF, your sister, your brother, whoever. You'll literally talk their ear off and want to process and resolve issues. That's what you do in therapy. It's the same exact thing. Like, it's nothing different.
But you're actually with someone who's licensed to take
to
care
help
of
you. Yes.
Me talking to my friend, what advice is my friend going to give me? They in the same boat.
We in the same position.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, we in the same position. Also, there's a conflict of interest. You understand? If you're my brother and you're coming to me as a therapist, I'm your sister, so 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna want to be on your side. You understand? Just because of our relationship.
Even if I'm wild.
Even if you wildin', subconsciously.
You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me. And sometimes, like, I'm not that person. I like to be as leveled and fair as possible, but there's just an innate like bias when it comes to your friends and your family members. So therapy, go with someone that you like. Make sure you find someone that's really good for you. We love our therapist. Like our therapist is just like dope. You know, everything that we kind of was looking for, we found in our therapist. He's fair, you know, like he don't play that like favoritism with one or the other. Like when it's time for him to take accountability, he puts him in his place. When it's time for me to take accountability, he puts me in my place. But he's also like graceful, you know. He allows us to not only have to acknowledge the tough stuff, but also give grace to ourselves. So therapy is just very necessary, I feel. And I definitely think that it's something that is necessary when it comes, you know, to relationships. So just the first relationship you ever have is the relationship with self. So when you hear us talk about relationships, your relationship with self first. You have to love yourself. You cannot be, how could you be good to someone else if you're not even good to yourself? How do you have an expectation of someone flying you out the country and you can't even fly yourself out? Taking you on shopping sprees, but you don't even want to take yourself out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to fall in love with yourself first.
And then for therapy also, when you are seeking a therapist, look for someone who will actually help you. Not someone who's just a listener.
Yeah.
Someone who's an intervener. You know, like I said, they'll intervene and they'll have solutions. If that's even a word. But they'll have solutions for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll cut you a listen. Understand what you're doing here, but try to do it this way. I understand what you like.
Because I've been in therapy sessions where I vented for 48 minutes, and then on the 49th minute, they tell me, oh, well, we ain't going to talk about that. So next week, we're going to talk about... And I'm like, well, if you felt like this conversation wasn't useful, oh, I'm not supposed to interrupt you. I'm like, oh, I don't like therapy like that.
Me either.
If you feel that there's some type of roadblock or something that we need to process or something that I need to kind of like remove from my environment so that I can be a better self, one, we have to process that out. It ain't gonna be like, oh, we done with that, so next week we're gonna talk about. And I'm like, why you just didn't stop me so that we can kind of get to the next point? Some people be all about the money too, so just be careful.
And that goes with everybody. You gotta you have to do your research. And sometimes it may take you scheduling something with the therapist to see how they are. Like, you're gonna spend some money, guys. You have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's an investment in your health, your mental health.
But trust me, you're gonna find the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you said, I love our therapist. He comes from a similar background like we do, so he's relatable. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that he helps us with our problems. He's not just a listener.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't go to the listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe some people need a listener. I don't know. But you want a listener, someone who listens as well as someone who is giving you tools to better yourself and know how to respond to situations and stuff like that. Like, it's necessary.